Let's go back to the Victorian situation. I'm joined now by Opposition Health spokeswoman, Georgie Crozier. Georgie, let's get straight into I want to go to the politics of it all, actually. This late-night press conference with the Premier trying to spin the issue away. A lot of chat today about the tennis, should it be there or not? Let's have a listen.
We don't want the players and the officials here because if there is an outbreak, we are all in the vulnerable category.
A bit unnecessary to have all the tennis players here.
Given the current situation with the lockdown, or the lockdown have been, that doesn't look so good.
I think we were all kind of just waiting for it to happen.
Any of this a surprise to you, Georgie Crozier?
Well, Peter, no, not really, because people are just wanting to know that they're safe. So they're really concerned that this virus has got out of hotel quarantine yet again after Daniel Andrews promised us it would not happen, and it has. And so people are rightly questioning the government's decisions on the tennis. So I'm not surprised at all that people are really questioning the government's decision-making on this.
I made the point in my editorial at the top of the show that there wasn't a conversation even with the Victorian community after everything we went through last year. Did we want or did we support the tennis coming? All of these overseas people, where the worst Australians are, coming to Victoria. It doesn't matter really how good any system is, there will be mistakes, and clearly there's something happened in this instance. All the talk about the tennis, the Premier last night and today struggling to say the word, but that's all anyone in Melbourne's talking about. Should we have the tennis, or should we say, no, look, let's just cancel the tournament and put the health and lives of Victorians first?
Well, Peter, I mean, I just love the tennis. I think all Melburnians do. It's a highlight of our summer. But if Victorians are going to be at risk because of what's happened, then I think there's a big question mark over that tennis, whether it should proceed. I mean, this is the critical issue. Are we safe? And we don't know, as you said. The Premier had that late-night press conference last night with all the officials and the ministers, Health Minister, Hotel Quarantine Minister, but they knew about this case yesterday afternoon. So you've got to wonder about, as you say, the politics and why they made that late-night press conference so late at 10:30 at night. And it really does go around these questions around this tennis hotel quarantine, and I think all Victorians are very, very nervous about the current situation because of what happened last year. We went through so much and they did so much to bring it under control. And let's not forget, as you know, 111 days of lockdown, sometimes at 23 hours a day. It was a huge, huge undertaking that Melburnians especially had to do. So all of these decisions and what the government has done, they need to explain to Victorians just why they thought it was so safe after this breach.
And I think I'd feel differently if this was a Premier who wouldn't resort, as he did so quickly last year, to the hardest and toughest lockdown restrictions in the world, if he was more of the Berejiklian mould. But we know that that's not his natural bent. There's a lot of anecdotal experience. We've seen statistics, though, this week. Victorians are getting out of Melbourne. They're getting out of Melbourne into regional Victoria. They can't go through it again. And there are a lot that are moving interstate. The Premier this week in a press conference says he wants an extension to his emergency powers. He wants them now to go from February all the way through to December. Some of the crossbenchers are saying that they may not agree with it, but they were bought off last time, so I suspect that'll happen again. What I don't understand, I'll be interested where the Liberal Party is on this. Why can't he just get 3 months at a time and front the Parliament, put the evidence on the table, explain to the Parliament and the people why he needs an extension, rather than basically carte blanche, and he gets all the powers till the end of the year, and then he basically cancels Parliament and there's bugger all scrutiny with what he does?
Oh, absolutely spot on. Look what happened last year, Peter. All of that, as you just said, I mean, we argued very, very strongly for a reasonable 3-month period, and certainly we're concerned about this extension till December, mid-December of this year, to extend the state of emergency. I haven't had a full briefing. We haven't seen the legislation, so I'm waiting on that briefing on Monday. But we are concerned about this Premier who is so almost drunk on this power and control. He just loves it. And you know, Victorians as I said, have just done so much. We've got small businesses, 200,000 small businesses that are on their knees. They're really struggling to keep their head above water. And, all these decisions that are being made, they're knee-jerk, there is no certainty. Look what happened this morning with that announcement last night. They couldn't even get the testing right. People were being turned away. People who were actually in direct contact with those tennis players couldn't get their testing done today. All of these things are, it's all over the place, and that's why people are very, very reluctant to, and certainly we are, for a long state of emergency extension till mid-December.
So you're not likely to support, Georgie, I've got to go, but you're not likely to support the 9 months?
Well, as I said, I want that briefing and we'll have that discussion, but I can't see us no way supporting a 9-month carte blanche extension, but we'll have to have that discussion, Peter.
All right. Georgie Crozier, Opposition Health spokeswoman, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Peter.